Johannesburg is one of the best cities to visit in Africa, offering many great places for tourists. But there are a few things you should know before visiting this amazing place, which is why we have prepared a list of 10 essential tips for visiting Johannesburg. Make sure to watch till the end so you don't miss out on any of our essential tips, and by then you'll know everything you need for visiting Johannesburg. First up, if you're heading to Johannesburg, timing makes all the difference. The best months to visit are from May to September during the dry winter season. Days are sunny and mild with crisp evenings, perfect for sightseeing without the sticky heat. Unlike other cities, winter here doesn't mean snow, just clear skies and less rain. Bonus, there are fewer mosquitoes and the city feels a bit quieter. If you're not a fan of cold mornings, aim for late August or early September, when spring starts to bloom and temperatures warm up. Avoid December to February if you can. It's rainy, humid, and can get uncomfortably hot. Plus, it's peak holiday season, so prices shoot up and crowds grow. Pick the right time and Joburg will show you its best side. Next up, getting around Johannesburg can be tricky if you're not prepared. This isn't a walking city. You'll need to plan how you'll move between neighbourhoods. The most reliable option for visitors is e-hailing apps like Uber or Bolt. They're affordable, easy to use, and far safer than hailing random taxis. Public transport exists, but it's not tourist-friendly. Minibus taxis are common for locals, but confusing and unpredictable for newcomers. If you're confident behind the wheel, renting a car gives you flexibility. But remember, South Africans drive on the left. For airport transfers, the GO train is clean, fast, and connects OR Tambo Airport to Sandton and a few other key areas. Don't rely on walking and avoid venturing out at night without a ride arranged. With the right transport, navigating Joburg becomes much smoother. Our third tip, Johannesburg offers everything from luxury hotels to boutique guest houses and budget-friendly hostels. But location is key. Since the city is spread out, it's smart to stay in central, safe areas like Rosebank, Melrose Arch or Sandton. These neighbourhoods are well connected and have good security. Braamfontein is great for younger travellers or creatives with art galleries and nightlife right outside your door. For a deeper cultural experience, look for boutique stays in Soweto. Just make sure it's a reputable place. Most hotels and guest houses have strong security features and gated access. Airbnb is popular too, but always check reviews and ask questions. Don't just pick based on price. Johannesburg's layout makes location way more important than a few bucks saved. Tip number 4. Johannesburg is more affordable than many major cities, but costs can still add up fast. Accommodation prices range widely, with mid-range hotels around $60 to $100 per night, while hostels and budget stays can be under $30. Uber rides are cheap by global standards, and local attractions often have low entry fees or are free altogether. Shopping at local markets is friendly on the wallet, but upscale malls like Sandton City will drain it. Don't forget to factor in tipping. 10% is standard at restaurants and for services. As with any big city, tourist traps can be pricey, especially guided tours. But overall, Johannesburg offers good value, especially for travellers looking to explore beyond surface-level tourism. Next up, saving money in Joburg is all about smart choices. First, use Uber or Bolt instead of private shuttles. Much cheaper and just as reliable. Stay in centrally located areas to avoid long commutes. Explore the city's many free or low-cost attractions like Constitution Hill, Arts on Main, or walking tours through historical districts. Want souvenirs? Head to local markets like Neighbour Goods Market or street vendors. Just be ready to bargain. Skip pricey restaurants and try local street eats or casual spots in Braamfontein or Melville. If you're staying for a while, consider short-term rentals with kitchens to cook a few meals. And always check for combo tickets or city passes. They can give you access to museums and attractions at a discount. If you've made it this far into the video, take a moment to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more travel tips, itineraries, and interesting lists. Our sixth tip: Johannesburg has a reputation, and yes, safety is something you'll need to take seriously. But with common sense, it's absolutely possible to explore safely. Avoid walking alone at night, especially in quiet or unfamiliar areas. Use Uber or Bolt instead of flagging down taxis. Keep your valuables out of sight and don't flash expensive gear or jewellery. In busy areas like downtown or transport hubs, be alert for petty theft. Always ask your accommodation staff if a neighbourhood is safe to visit on your own. Stick to known areas like Rosebank, Melrose Arch or Maboneng during the day. If you go to Soweto, go with a guide or trusted local. Joburg is vibrant and full of character, but it's a city where street smarts really do matter. Tip number 7: Johannesburg's food scene is a bold, flavourful mix of cultures. You'll find everything here: Cape Malay curries, Zimbabwean sadza, Nigerian jollof, and classic South African braai. Local joints often serve pap with chakalaka or bunny chow, a hollowed-out loaf of bread stuffed with curry. Street food is huge. Don't miss vendors grilling meat on the side of the road. The city is a melting pot, so you'll also find Chinese, Indian, Ethiopian and Portuguese flavours almost everywhere. Restaurants range from casual local spots to upscale rooftop dining in Sandton. One tip: don't shy away from mall food courts. Next up, Johannesburg is proudly diverse, and people here value respect, friendliness and curiosity. Greetings matter. Say hello, make eye contact and use sir or ma'am in formal settings. Don't rush into conversation. Take a moment to greet properly. Locals love talking about their city, their culture and their history. So ask questions. It's a great way to connect. That said, be sensitive when discussing politics or apartheid. It's part of the city's past, but everyone has their own lived experience. Tipping is expected, usually 10% to 15%. And remember, punctuality can be flexible here. Just now doesn't always mean right away. Be patient, smile, and you'll fit right in. Tip number 9, one of Joburg's most underrated gems. The original central business district, simply called Town. Start at Commissioner Street and walk its full length. You'll pass colonial architecture like the Rand Club and powerful historic sites like the Marshall Street Prison, once used under apartheid. Keep an eye out for busts of important African leaders and public art installations. Along the way, you'll reach Arts on Main in the Maboneng precinct, home to galleries, shops and street art. You'll also hit Museum Africa and the Market Theatre in Newtown, both essential for understanding Joburg's cultural legacy. Finally, Johannesburg isn't one compact area. It's a patchwork of distinct neighbourhoods, each with its own vibe. That's why picking a place to stay near everything doesn't really work. Instead, choose a central base, Braamfontein, Marshalltown or Rosebank, and explore from there. Into nightlife and street art, Maboneng is your spot. Looking for a laid-back, artsy scene? Check out Melville or Parkhurst. For shopping and business, Sandton delivers a high-end experience. And you can't leave without visiting Soweto, the vibrant township at the heart of South Africa's history and resilience. There you'll find live music, galleries, local designers, and a creative energy unlike anywhere else. And there you have it, fellow travellers. Next, go check out our video about the best day trips from Cape Town. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with our latest adventures. Until then, happy travels!